Hello, Octopus. Thanks for joining again. You're early as always. Okay, so same thing. We're gonna wait 1 or 2 more minutes for more people to join in. Okay, Octopus, you missed yesterday's live. Yesterday was what subject? What subject did you miss? Oh, you think Kahoot was yesterday? English. Okay. Yeah, today we don't have Kahoot for math, so the Kahoot would have been another subject. Same thing, we're starting off with P5 first, okay? So P5 from 6 to 7 o'clock, then P6 from 7 to 8 o'clock. Okay, so for those of you who are early, you can take a look at the sticker above. So that one is for P6s, okay? So if you're P6 who is watching this live, you're interested in some last minute revision, okay, you can join our boot camp. So the boot camp, we will have it for English, Math, and Science. All right, so I think we can begin. Let's not wait for other people, okay? We have a question. BPS, is the booster program free? No, it's not. Yeah. Okay, so if you're interested, you go to our website and see the fees are stated on the website. Okay? So let's start off with MCQ. Can try the first question and let me know the answer. Which one of the following is 350,008 in numerals? So a very simple question. Okay, so same thing, send your answers in the chat. What do you guys think the answer is? Okay, last 10 seconds. Let me know your answers in the chat. Alright, so BPS, Octopus, Kit Kat. You guys say number 3, right? Let's check whether it's correct. Okay, Steven also says number 3. Hi Asher, haven't seen you in a while. Alright, so this is 350,000 and then you're gonna plus 8. So your answer would be number 3. So all of you are correct. Minra, you have a question? In this paper, are there any remainder questions? Remainder questions, yes, okay, we do have a remainder question in the MCQ. Yeah, so we have one, okay, we have one remainder question. Later we will go through that. Okay, so let's try the next one. Question 2, let me know your answers. Which one of the following shows 1/3 of the figure shaded? "30 seconds to send in your answers." Okay, so in the chat, I think some of you are saying it's 1, some of you say it's 4. Anyone else has different answers? It's mostly 1 or 4, right? Your options. Okay, right. Let's go through this. Is it 1 or is it 4? So for option 1, they want the shaded, right? So you have 2 that is shaded. Your denominator is supposed to be the total. So that's going to be 6 as your denominator. And then you're going to simplify this by dividing by 2. So 2 over 6 in simplest form is actually 1/3. Yeah, so actually number 1 is your answer, but you can check the other options. So for option number 2, this is 1/4 that is shaded. For number 3 and number 4, you should actually cross that out first. Why? Because you notice that for option 3 and option 4, they did not divide it into the same size. Okay, so I'm going to write here, not split into same size. So for fractions, you need it to be split into same size. That's why number 3 and number 4 is not correct. Okay, so some of you choose number 4 just now. That's not correct. This is option 1 as your answer. Tosophene isn't 3 and 4 divided into same size. No, it's not divided into same size. Okay, here. Okay, so for option 3, they actually split it into like this. So they split it into one rectangle and then two squares. Okay, so they didn't split it into the same size. And then for option 4, you can see that the last one is bigger than the first two. Okay, so it's not the same size. BPS, can you estimate for this question? Yeah, you look at the size, okay, it should be quite obvious which one is split into the same size, okay, and which one is too big or too small. All right. Josephine, you feel like option 4 is drawn as 1/4, is it? Okay, but that one you cannot confirm. Okay, so you can't confirm because they didn't split it for you, right? So yeah. So option 1 would be the safer answer. Okay. So we can move on to question 3. Let me know the answer for question 3. In the number 18.39, which digit is in the tens place? Answers in the chat. Huh? Curtain 30, I said the answer. Did I? Did I say the answer? Okay, let me know your answer in the chat then. Okay, so 10 seconds, let me know your answer because you don't need to do calculation for this. Last 5 seconds. Anyone else want to send your answer? Okay, so Steven, BPS, Salmon, and Octopus says it's number 3, right? So you have 18.39. This keyword tens, T-E-N-T-H. So because there is the TH, it is referring to the decimals, yeah? So it should not be your whole numbers. 1 and 8 are your whole numbers. So it's either 3 or 9 as your answer. So this one, digit 3 is in your tens place, and then digit 9 is in your hundreds place with a TH. So this would be number 3 as the answer. Okay, so you can eliminate the whole numbers first. Only look at the decimals, which is either 3 or 9. Aminra, you didn't know? Okay, it's alright. Okay, so the next page it starts to get a bit more difficult. Okay. Okay, let's look at question 4. Question 4 says that Mrs. Siva baked some chocolate, mint, and walnut cookies. 1/4 of the cookies were chocolate cookies, 1/6 of the remaining were mint, and the rest were walnut cookies. So what fraction of the cookies were walnut cookies? This one, if you didn't do the question beforehand, you will need some time to solve it on the spot. Okay, so I'll give you a bit more time to try this. Okay, so we have a question, is this for P5 or P6? This is for P5. Okay, Tosafin, for this question, I wouldn't try to find the lowest common multiple of 4 and 6. Yeah, because this is not a subtraction question. This is a remainder question. Okay, so remainder question, you don't usually make the denominator the same. So just now there was somebody who was asking for remainder question, was it? Let me see. Minra, just now you were asking for remainder question. Yeah, so this is the remainder question. Okay, so octopus, you say you will use 5/6 times 3/4. Mm-hmm. Okay, so octopus, later we will see whether your working steps are correct or not. All right. Anybody else? Done with the question? Oh, okay. Josephine, you want to use model drawing? Yes. Yeah, I would think for this question, you can actually use model drawing. Steven, you use model? Yes, that's okay. Mel, you hate fraction. Oh no, but fraction is heavily tested in the exam. I think you can't really run from fractions. Yes, Mel. Yeah. Fraction questions can be quite difficult. Yes. Octopus, you have remainder question in your math prelim. Yeah, because it's quite common for P5 and P6. So I'm not surprised that they test you that. All right, so shall we look at this? Okay, let me see. Shuni, you say that you want to change the same denominator, is it? Okay, so like I was telling Josephine just now, for this question, I wouldn't do that because of the keyword remaining. Okay, so for this one, we have two methods. I will go through both methods. Method 1 will be model drawing. Okay, so if you draw a model, you're gonna start off with 4 units. Because your first fraction's denominator is 4, so you're gonna split it into 4 first. So out of the 4 units, one of the unit is chocolate, so you can label that as chocolate. From the model, you can see that there's actually 3 units remaining. Okay, so that is known as your remainder. And the question says that 1/6 of the remainder. So this means that the remainder is supposed to be 6 units. You have to split the remainder further into 6. That means you have to split your model. So after you split your model, then you can allocate one of the smaller unit to mint. And then you will have another 5 smaller units left, and then that is gonna be for walnut. Yeah, so your walnut is 5 units out of the total, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 units. Yeah, so based on this, that is your answer. 5/8 is number 3. So that is for the first method, model drawing. Yeah, some of you got tricked. You try to make the denominator the same, right? Okay, so we will look at the second method, which is I think what Octopus used just now. Method 2 will be multiplication of fractions. Multiplication of fractions. Okay, so for method 2, the first thing I would do is to find out what is the remainder. To find out your remainder, you're going to use 1 whole minus the first fraction, which is 1/4. So your remainder is actually 3/4. So the question says that 1/6 of the remainder were mint. So this means that the walnut is actually 5/6 of the remainder. So I'm going to write that down first. Walnut equals to 5/6 of remainder. So in math, you know that the keyword of means multiply. And then you also know that the remainder is 3/4. So 5/6 of the remainder means 5/6 times the remainder. And then once you calculate this, you will get 5/8 as well. So you will get the same answer as method 1. Okay, so up to you which method you prefer. Both are correct. Minra, this is a P5 question. Yeah. Everybody okay with this? So if you are P5 and P6, remainder questions will be very, very common. So if there are no questions, let's move on to the next one. The next one is a length, okay, question. The topic is length. So they're asking you how much longer is the sweet than the paperclip. Please try this out. So again, if you didn't do the worksheet beforehand, uh, you need a bit of time to solve the question on the spot. It is not that straightforward. Yeah. Okay. It's me, Marker. You said that you're P4, is it? Some of the questions might be a bit difficult for you then. Yeah. Okay, so some of you says minus, is it, for this question? Yes. Part of the working you need to minus. Octopus, scroll down meaning what? You want to see the workings on top or below? You want to see the workings on top? Octopus? Okay, so for the rest of you who are looking at question 5, I would suggest you find out how long the paperclip is first. Okay, then you find out how long the sweet is, and then you can minus them to find their difference. The chill guy, this is P5. P5 math. Mel, your answer is 6.0, is it? But 6.0 is not part of the options, eh? Yeah, so the final answer is not 6.0. So, shall we go through this question? Are you guys done or anyone needs more time? Mel, you need more time. Okay, let me see some of the comments. Neko, you're saying closest to 6.0 is 5.2. Huh, okay. But you're supposed to get an exact number, so you can't really just see, oh, it's closer to this number, so therefore that's my answer. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are still working on this question, maybe just another 30 seconds to 1 more minute. And if you need a hint, the hint is you need to use gaps concept in this question. Okay, so let me write it down for you, gaps. So you got to know what's the value of each of the gap in this number line first. Ira, do I teach secondary students? No. So we have another teacher who teach secondary math. We do have TikTok Live for secondary math. Okay, it's on another day. I think it is Thursday. Yeah, so you can check our schedule if you're interested. All right, let's go through this and see whether your answers are correct. So like I said, we're gonna look at gaps. So between number 0 and number 2, here you should see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 gaps equals to 2. So then you're going to find out what one gap is by dividing by 5. So you need to use 2 divided by 5, which is 2 over 5. But then you notice that the answer is in decimal, right? So from this fraction, 2 over 5, I want to change it into decimal. You can do that by multiplying 2 for this fraction, and then you will get 4 over 10, which is 0.4. So now you know each gap represents 0.4. So we can find the length of the paper clip now. The paper clip is 2 gaps from number 2. Okay, so you're just going to use 2 plus 0.4 plus another 0.4. So that will give you the paper clip, which is 2.8. Yes, okay, so I think some of you managed to get 2.8 for the paper clip. Paper clip is 2.8. So then you're going to do the same thing for the sweet. Okay, so for the sweet, it is actually easier because you see that the sweet ends at the same place as the paper clip. So the paper clip, the sweet starts from 2.8 and it ends at 8. So to find the sweet, you're gonna use 8 minus 2.8. You will get 5.2 for the sweet. Okay, so sweet is 5.2. Yes, Stephen, your working is correct. I did the same thing. You take where the sweet ends minus where the sweet starts. So that is 8 minus 2.8. So your final step is to compare them because the keyword how much longer means you have to compare. So I'm going to use 5.2 minus 2.8. And then that's how you get the final answer, which is 2.4. So those of you who chose number 3, you are correct. Minra, you want to know how to use 8 minus 2.8, is it? Sure, I can show you. Okay, so 8, you have to write it as 8.0, then you minus 2.8. Okay, so then you're just gonna minus normally. 10 minus 8 is 2, and then 7 minus 2 is 5. So that's how you get 5.2. Okay, Minra? So you gotta add one more decimal place for 8. Change it into 8.0, then you can minus. Yeah, so if anybody needs to take a screenshot of this, you can. Is me marker is like P4 decimal. Yes, you are right. Yeah, so actually, if you are P4, you can do this question also. Because you learned decimal since P4, right? Okay, so that is our last MCQ. We can move on to section B. Okay, so let me see, are there any questions first? Mel, you're asking, is that percentage today, is it? Let me see. I think don't have it. Yeah, Mel, today's worksheet don't have percentage, but the P6 one might have later. Okay, so I'm not sure. I have to check. But for today's P5 worksheet, don't have percentage. Yeah. The chill guy. You're asking whether there are red questions today, is it? Yes, we have red questions today. Mel is the class every Friday. It's every 2 Fridays. So that means our next TikTok live for primary math will be 2 Fridays from now. Yeah. Okay, so everybody, you can try question 6 above. How many minutes are there in 1 and 1/4 hours? Okay, so just take about 30 seconds. Mel, is there TikTok live for other subjects? Yes, we do have for English, math, science, creative writing, and also secondary math. Okay, last 10 seconds. Send in your answers. All right, so most of you say that it is 75. Okay, let's check whether it's 75. So firstly, you want to know 1 hour has how many minutes? So what do you guys think? How many minutes are there in 1 hour? Huh, the chill guy, you sure it's 15 minutes in 1 hour? 1 hour has how many minutes? Ah, okay, 60. Yes, okay, thank you. 60. So you know that 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. So for this fraction, 1/4, you want to change the denominator into 60. So you can do that by multiplying 15. So you're going to change it to 15 over 60 hours. So this 1 hour is just 1 hour, okay? Then this 15 over 60 hours is 15 minutes. Okay, so once you change the denominator into 60, your numerator will just be the number of minutes. Okay, so then after that, you know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So you're going to use 60 plus 15 to get 75 as your answer. Yeah, so all of you got correct. Yeah, good job. Okay, so fairly simple, this one. Let's look at the next one. Next one also very, very easy. Okay, so this one, I think you just need like 15 seconds. They're asking you to convert 3,278 cm into meters. What do you guys think the answer is? Okay, so let me take a look at your answers. A lot of you have your math exam this week, is it? Okay, or today. So I hope you guys did well for your exam. Right, so I'm seeing two different answers. Some of you say it's 3.278. Some of you say it's 32.78. Okay, so these two are the most common answers that you guys are typing in the chat. Let's see which one is correct. So firstly, 1 meter equals to 100 centimeters. Okay, so if you want to change centimeters to meters, you need to divide by 100. So 3278, when you divide by 100, you just need to move 2 steps from the back. And then you put the decimal place, it becomes 32.78. So that's the answer. All right. For those of you who have 3.278 as your answer, you got it wrong because you divide by 1000. So 1 meter is not 1000 cm, it's 100. So that's the common mistake. Please remember the conversion, okay, for meters and centimeters. All right. So now is 6:30. So like most of you know, for our TikTok live, we will have a 5 minutes break. Okay. So let's take a 5 minutes break and then we continue with the rest of our questions. The chill guy, what time do we finish today, is it? For P5 math, okay, we will end at 7 o'clock. Okay, so now it's break time. Yeah, you guys can just feel free to chat in the chat box, okay, or you can use the restroom. We will continue at 6:34, 6:35. Yeah, some of you want to go and grab a snack. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Okay, just come back by 6:35. Ari, yes, this is P5 math. Okay, so the chill guy, today, are there any angles, triangle, and four-sided figure question? I don't think so. For today, don't have. Yeah. Mel, is it just a fraction for today? No, we do have other topics. Yeah, so later we will have 2 questions on rate as well. Churros? No, this is P5. P6 is later. Okay. Okay. Yes. Right. So break time's over. Let's continue. Okay, so the next question. At first, Sylvia spent 7 over 10 of her money on food and $135 on a bag. She was left with 1/4 of her money. How much did she have at first? Yeah, so let me know your answers. You can try it out. Maybe just 1 minute, okay, for you guys to solve it on the spot. Answers in the chat, okay? Hmm, okay, we only have two answers so far. Okay, but sure, we can go through this. Okay, so this is a fractions question, right? So you know that for fractions, the total has to be one whole. So that means that one whole is when you add up the food, the bag, and what she has left. Okay, one whole. So you can use one whole minus 7 over 10 and also minus 1/4. Then you will get the fraction, which represents the bag. Okay, so let's do that. We use one whole minus 7 over 10 minus 1 over 4. So in order to minus this, you do need to make the denominator the same. So the lowest common multiple of 10 and 4 is 20. Okay, so I'm going to change it to 20 over 20. And then you need to multiply the fractions accordingly. So you minus 14 over 20 and 5 over 20. Then you will get 1 over 20. So 1 over 20 is the fraction that represents the bag. And they did say that the bag is $135. So this means that 1 over 20 represents $135. And they want you to find out how much she had at first. So this means they want the total. You can get the total by looking at the denominator. Okay, so the denominator is 20. You want to find 20 over 20, which is the total. So you just need to times 20. Yeah, so Steven and Chill Guy, yes, you guys are correct. Just use 135 times 20. Then you get your answer, which is 2,700. Okay, so yeah, I think both of you got it correct for this question. Next question is also on fractions. Yeah, next question I think is fairly simple. Does anyone need to screenshot the answers for this one? Question 8. Anyone? If not, then we'll move on. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. So we're at question 9 right now. Question 9 says that Jermaine bought some keychains and candles for an event. The number of keychains is 3 over 8 the number of candles. Jermaine bought 168 keychains. How many candles did she buy? Yeah, so you can try this and let me know the answer in the chat. Oh, Stephen, you missed question 9, so you can solve it on the spot, no worries. I will give you some time to do it. Oh, okay. Stephen, you cannot see the fraction, is it? The fraction is 3 over 8. So it's not 3 over 6. 3 over 8. It's a bit small, yeah. This is 3 over 8. In case you guys cannot see, I write bigger for you. Okay, it's 3 over 8, that fraction. Okay, so some of you are sending me the steps, is it? The working steps. Okay, yes. Question mark and Natasha. That looks correct to me, your working steps. Okay, Octopus, thanks for your answer. Anyone else? I'll just give another 30 seconds, okay, if you're still calculating on the spot. This one, no calculator. This is still section B. Okay, last 15 seconds. Seems like most of you have the same answer. All right, let's go through this. So when you see fractions like this, sometimes you can draw arrows. So if they said that the keychain is 3 over 8 of the candles, 3 units, you can draw arrow and point it at the keychain. So that means that you allocate 3 units to the keychain. Okay, bye-bye, marker. See you next time. Yeah, then 8 units, okay, same thing. You draw arrow and you point it at the candles. So the question says that keychain is 168 and keychain is also 3 units, right? So this means that 3 units equals to the 168 keychain. And then you know that for units, most of the time you need to find 1 unit. So you're gonna divide by 3 for this. 168 divided by 3. So that will be 56. Stephen, yes, I'm doing the P6 live later as well. Yeah. Okay, so the question wants to know how many candles did she buy, and then candles is 8 units. So that's the last step. We can find 8 units by multiplying by 8. And then you should get the answer 448. Okay, so yeah, I think based on the chat, most of you got correct. You got 448, right? Okay, so that's the final answer here. I will leave it here just for a short while in case anybody wants to take a screenshot. And then after this, we're moving on to problem sums. Okay, so we only have 2 problem sums today. All right, let's move on. So both our problem sums today are for rate. Okay, so the topic is rate. Now this question says that a pastry chef takes 23 minutes to decorate a cake. And at this rate, how much time is needed to decorate 8 cakes? So try it out and let me know. Okay, so the chill guy asks, can you use calculator? Yes, you can, because this is problem sum. Okay, so feel free to grab your calculator, okay, if you want to solve this question. And also take note of the final answer that they wanted. Okay, so some of you did not give me the answer as what the question wants. Yeah, so please take note. They want it in hours and minutes. Okay, some of you are giving the answer in minutes only. Okay, maybe last 15 seconds should be enough. 15 seconds, send in your answer. Okay, so again, make sure your answer is in terms of hours and minutes, not just minutes. Okay, right, let's go through this. So the keyword a cake means one cake. So one cake is 23 minutes. And then you want to find 8 cakes. So all you need to do is to times 8. So this one is 23 minutes times 8. You should have gotten 184 minutes. So some of you give me 184 as the final answer, but you need to convert it, right? Convert it into hours and minutes. So remember that 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. So this 184, you can further split it up. Split it into 180 minutes and another 4 minutes. Okay, so why 180 minutes? Because 180 minutes is exactly 3 hours. So based on this, it is 3 hours and 4 minutes. Which, yeah, I think most of you got it correct. Okay, so some of you are changing it to 2 hours, 64 minutes or 1 hour, 124 minutes. Okay, so you're not supposed to change it like that. Okay, so you're supposed to convert it to the maximum number of hours possible. And in this case, the maximum number of hours is 3 hours. Okay, so although your answers are not wrong, okay, but change it to the maximum hours because that is the simplified form. Okay, anyone else has any questions for this? Yeah, so Sanrio Melody, you got correct, is it? You got 3 hour 4 minutes? Alright, so if no questions, then we will look at our last problem sum, which is also on rate, but a different sort of rate question. Okay, so this sort of rate question usually involves a table that's given to you. Steven, you got correct also, is it? Okay, good job. So this question says that Mr. Liao took a taxi from his home to his office, and his taxi fare was based on the charges shown in the table. He traveled 3.4 km, so how much was his taxi fare? So again, you can use calculator for this. I will give you some time to try it out on the spot. Steven, you might want to try again for this question. Ivan, you might also want to try again for this. Change username, you might also want to try again. 9VSTI, also try again. Okay, so seems like this question, not many of you are getting it correct on the first try. Last 30 seconds for those who are still doing. 9VSTI, both your answers are not quite correct. Yeah, you can try it. The chill guy P6 later will be at 7 o'clock. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through this. So you can use the 3.4 km minus the first km because the first km he needs to pay 360, right? Okay, so you can minus the first km first. You will get 2.4 km. So 2.4 km is where he needs to pay the additional fees. Okay, so you need to find out how many times is he gonna pay the additional 45 cents. So I'm going to change this 2.4 km to 2,400 meters so that I can divide by every additional 500 meters. Okay, so you make sure you change it to the same units meters so that you can divide them. So let's use 2,400 meters divide by 500 meters. You will get 4 remainder 400 meters. Oh no, my iPad is lagging. Wait, okay, so whatever I've written is not appearing on the screen. Okay, give me a while, let me disconnect and then reconnect it again. Technical issues. Okay, so hopefully it's working again. Oh no, unable to connect. Okay guys, we're having some technical issues with the iPad. So give me a while. Let me try to settle this. Hmm. Oh, okay, great, it's working again. Right. Okay, so sorry about that. So just now we were saying it is 4 remainder 400 meters. This one you need to round up, okay? So you need to round up to 5 because this remainder 400 meters, he still needs to pay for the additional fee one more time. Okay, so instead of 4 times, he actually needs to pay for it 5 times. You got to round up for this. Yeah. Okay, so you can use 5 times 45 cents. That is the additional amount that he needs to pay. But remember to add back the fee for the first KM. Okay, so your first KM was $3.60. You have to add that as well. And then that's how you get the final answer of 5.85. Okay, so the iPad is lagging again. Okay, so sorry about the technical issue. Okay, so anyway, those of you who got 5.85, it is correct. That should be the final answer, okay? Alright, so now we are going to take a short break before the P6 one, okay, at 7 o'clock. In the meantime, I'm going to try to fix the iPad. Yes, okay, so everybody can take a 5 minutes break before P6 starts. Yes, Stephen, you can prepare for P6. Okay, so yeah, so let me just show you the final answer here. 5.85. Yeah. Mel, yes, this is the last question for P5. All right, so I'm just gonna leave this here for you guys in case anybody needs a screenshot. Um, and then I'll see you guys at 7 o'clock. Okay? The chill guy later I'll check for you whether there are ratio questions or not. Okay, so everybody let's take a 5 minutes break. I'll see you guys in a bit at 7 o'clock. Okay. Hello guys, thanks for waiting. Okay, let's begin for our P6. P6. Okay, alright, let's do the first question. Okay, so start off with MCQ. Which of the following is 3,402,005 in numerals? Let me know your answers in the chat. Oh, Jen, you're eating Subway. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so just 15 seconds for this. Let me know your answers. Last 5 seconds. Okay, so remember that million has 6 zeros. Okay, so 3 million will be 3, and then you put 6 zeros behind. That's 3 million. Okay, then next we have 402,000. Lastly, you have 5. Okay, so if necessary, you can do such workings, the addition workings, and then you will get the answer. Okay, so this is 3,402,005. Okay, so this one is option 2, which all of you got correct. Yeah, good. Oh, okay. The chill guy, I didn't even know that it's Hungry Ghost Festival. It's tomorrow, is it? Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. Next question is on fractions. So please arrange the following fractions from the smallest to the largest. Answers in the chat. Okay, so this one maybe just 30 seconds. Okay, take 30 seconds for this. All right, let's go through this. Most of you have the answer already. So for this question, you actually don't need to calculate. So I will start off by putting half in the middle. Okay, then after that, you have the smallest and the largest on this number line. So 3 over 7 is lesser than half. Okay, it's smaller than half. So I will put 3 over 7 towards the left. And then 5 over 8 is more than half. You can put it on the right. Yeah, so you can just compare both of the fractions with respect to half. Okay, to determine where is their position on the number line. Based on this, your answer should be option 4. Okay, option 4. Yeah, all of you got it right. That's great. Most of you, right? Okay, let's move on. Next page. Okay, this one you don't need to calculate. Just choose the one that is the most likely. Height of a flagpole at the assembly ground. So most of your schools will have a flagpole, right? So in the morning you raise the flag and then you sing Majulah Singapura. Okay, so they're referring to that flagpole. Okay, so let's see your answers. Uh-huh. Most of you say it's 3. Yeah, let's see whether 3 is the answer. So firstly, you have 6 cm. That's way too short. 6 cm is shorter than your ruler, right? Okay, 60 cm is also too short. So the first two options are too short. And then you have 6 meters versus 60 meters. 60 meters is too long, okay, or in this case, too tall, right? So 60 meters is taller than a giraffe, right? So you're gonna pick option 3 as your answer. That's the most likely height of a flagpole. Okay, so all of you got correct. Quite simple, this one. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. You're given a mixed number and then you need to change it to a decimal. This is 3/1/20, change it to a decimal. You guys are very fast in your calculations. So just 30 seconds for this. For those of you who are trying the question on the spot, 30 seconds. The chill guy, this should be a P4 question, is it? Yes, you're right. You learned this since P4. Last 10 seconds. All right, let's go through this. So to change a mixed number into a decimal, you would want the denominator to be either 10, 100 or 1,000. Okay, so in this case, you can't change it to 10, okay, because your numerator would not be a whole number. Okay, so we are going to change it to 100 by multiplying by 5 times 5. So this gives you 5/100. Yes, Ines, your explanation is correct. Now, then based on the number of zeros, that will be the number of decimal place. So 100 has 2 zeros, so means that your answer is 2 decimal place. This is going to be 3.05. Okay, so number 2 is the answer. I think most of you got it correct. Yeah? Number 2, option 2. Any other questions for this? Is it simple enough? The chill guy, you want to change to percent for this? Okay. I guess you could, but then you will have more steps needed. Okay, so if no questions, next one. Oh, this is actually a bit similar to the P5 question just now, right? They're asking you for, so just now the P5 one, they asked you for fraction, but this one, they're asking you for percentage. Which one of the following shows 25% of the figure shaded? So let me know your answers. Maybe 1 minute for this. Okay, so you gotta check out each of the options one by one. 1 minute to solve it. I will suggest you write it in terms of a fraction first. Okay? So although this question is on percentage, but later when I solve it, I will look at it in terms of fraction. It's a bit easier. Okay, so Horcrux, your explanation, yeah, is correct. That's good. Okay, last 15 seconds or so. Last 15 seconds. Jinshiro, you asked me to faster, but I mean, I gotta give time to the students who are trying it on the spot. Okay? Because not all of you did the worksheet beforehand, right? Yeah, so let's look at this. So I would change the 25% into a fraction. That's going to be 1/4 in the simplest form. So for option 1, this is 3 over 6 that is shaded. So in simplest form, it is half, which is not what I'm looking for. So then you look at option 2. Option 2 is 5 over 10. And then 5 over 10 in simplest form is half, which is again not what you're looking for. Okay, then you move on to option 3, right? Option 3, you have 4 over 10. And in simplest form, this is 2/5. So still not correct. You're left with option 4, which is 2 over 8. And in simplest form, this is 1/4. Okay, so this should be number 4 as your answer, which, yeah, I think all of you got correct. That's great. Oh, hello, Quan. Good to see you again. Okay, so that's our MCQ, and then we can move on to our short answer question. Anybody needs to screenshot this page, the workings on this page? Anyone? No? Okay, let's move on. Okay, section B. Section B, our first question is our 4 order of operations question. So this is your bottomless, right? Okay, try it out. All right, the chill guy, you want to know if there's ratio question, is it? Let me take a look. I don't think so. Yeah, today I don't think we have ratio question. Yeah, not today. Okay, the chill guy. Maybe 2 weeks later. We'll see. Quan, you might want to try again. And the chill guy, you might have a typo for that. Okay, another 15 seconds for those who are still attempting it on the spot. Last 5 seconds. Okay, time's up. Let's look at this. So your 4 order of operation question, we are gonna use BODMAS. Okay, so you should have learned this in school. B stands for bracket. So we're gonna calculate what's inside the bracket first. You have 44 minus 9 within the bracket. So that is gonna be 35. So once you're done, then you can remove the bracket. Everything else, make sure you copy it down exactly the same. So you are left with a plus and a divide. Okay, so you are gonna do the division first, okay? Because based on BODMAS, D stands for division. So division takes priority over your addition and subtraction, which comes after that. Okay, so some of you never hear BODMAS, really? Your school should have taught it. It's an acronym for what is the sequence you need to solve the question. Okay? Alright, so we're gonna do the division, which is 35 divided by 5, that is 7. And then you are left with the addition. So that's how you get 32 as your answer. Yes, octopus, that's correct. Okay, so this concept you learned it in P5, your order of operations. You should have learned it since the start of P5. BCB, what does the O stand for? Well, technically it doesn't really stand for anything much, okay, but you need a O in order to read this acronym. Yeah, okay, because if you only have B, D, M, A, S, then you can't really read this acronym. Alright, so you guys can move on. Next one. So the next one says that Shelley watched a movie that was 3 hours 5 minutes long. It ended at 22:30. So what time did the movie start? Give your answer in 24-hour clock format. Hmm. Okay, so those of you who have put a dot in your answer, uh, that's not correct. Your 24-hour clock format is not supposed to have any dots or any colon in your answer. So the colon or the dot is your 12-hour clock format. All right, so just take note of that. You might get penalized. Yeah, so Elomoto, your answer is not supposed to have the colon in it because colon is for 12-hour clock format. Yes, the chill guy, yeah, that is correct. Why your phone have colon? That is a good question. But isn't your phone usually in the 12-hour clock format? All right, so let's go through this. You want to draw a timeline, can also. If you can solve it without drawing a timeline, that's also fine. Okay, so but anyway, I'll just show you using a timeline. So you have the start time and the end time. 22:30 is the end time. Okay, so you put it on the right of the timeline, and then let us work backwards by 3 hours and 5 minutes. So I'm going to work backwards by 3 hours first. So 22 is the hour. Okay, so 22 minus 3 hour. Okay, because you're going backwards, you need to minus. You get 19 as the hour. Then your minutes stay the same. Okay, minutes stay the same as 30 minutes. Then now you can go backwards by another 5 minutes. So this time you're going to use the 30 minutes, go backwards by 5 minutes. That will give you 25 minutes. So yeah, 1925. Okay, so that's going to be your answer, 1925. Please do not write your answer as 19.25. Okay, so if you change it to 12 hour, you write 7:25 also cannot. You write 7:25 p.m. also cannot. Okay? Yeah, so just take note of that. Any other questions? Oh, okay. Octopus, you have a question, is it? How can you know the difference between ratio and time? Like, for example, 9 to 21 and 9 to 21. Okay, Octopus, then that depends on what topic the question is testing you on, right? So very, very rarely will they give you both ratio and time within a single question. So usually they will be separate questions so that it is very obvious which topic they are testing you. Okay, can? Yes, Elomoto, you're welcome. Ray no, secondary 4 we don't have TikTok live. Okay, Z, you have a question, is it? Why cannot put the dot in the middle? Okay, Z, because dot in the middle is for 12-hour clock format. 12-hour clock. Yeah, okay. All right, so if no questions, I am going to move on. Okay, next question is on mass. Let me know your answers. What is the mass of this watermelon as a mixed number in the simplest form? Steven, they asked for mixed number, right? Oh, Steven, you mean to have a space in between your answer, correct? Yeah, so a lot of you are typing 21 over 5. So to me, that looks like an improper fraction. So if you want to type a mixed number, you just put a space in between, okay? Oh, okay. Jinshiro, you need me to zoom in, is it? Okay, sure. I can zoom in for you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's a bit small, so hopefully it's better now. Fauzi, you want to put a space in between that, your numbers? Okay, last 10 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Let me know your answer. Ray En, what time do we start the class and end the class, is it? Okay, so right now we're doing P6 math. It's from 7 to 8 o'clock. Okay, so if no other questions, let us go through this. So you would know since P2, okay, that for this type of scale, you need to count the gaps first. All right. So from 0 to 2, you can count that there are 10 gaps. So 10 gaps equals to 2 kg. And then, yeah, you will want to find out what one gap is. You can divide by 10, okay, on both sides. So yeah, you're going to use 2 divided by 10, which is 2 over 10. But remember that they want it in simplest form, so you can change this into 1/5 because it's the simplest form. Okay, so you're gonna start from 2, okay? So from 2, then you are going to go one more gap, okay, to where the arrow is. So you have to take 2 plus 1/5, okay, to get your answer. Okay, so again, sorry, my laptop, my iPad is hanging. Not sure why today it keeps hanging, huh? Usually there isn't such an issue. Okay, it's working now. Okay, so many of you are correct. This one will be 2 and 1/5. Okay, so starting from 2, you just need to move one more gap. So that's why you plus another 1/5. Okay, any other questions? The chill guy says this is a P3 question. Huh? Oh, okay. Well, you learn how to read the scale in P2, but you don't learn mixed number until P4. Yeah, so technically, I would say this is a P4 onwards sort of question. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Next page. Okay, here. All right. So this question says that Shamil paid 22x for one table and three chairs. The price of one table was 2/5 of the price of the table. Okay, so how much did he pay for one chair? Give your answer in terms of X. So this is an algebra question. Let me know your answers. Those of you who are P5 and you're watching this, you can skip this question, right? Because algebra is taught in P6. Okay, so those of you who are P6ers, you can let me know your answers in the chat. If you're foundation, I'm not sure whether you cover algebra. I'm not sure whether that's tested for you if you're in foundation, okay? Okay, maybe another, let's see, 30 seconds or so. Oh, Jinshiro, explain the time beside 22. What do you mean by, oh, the times? Okay, that's not times, huh? That is an alphabet X. All right, Jinshiro. That is not a multiplication sign. That is the alphabet X, which represents that this question is testing you on algebra. Yeah, it's a alphabet X. Okay. Uh, yeah, Jinshiro, if you're in foundation, then you might not have learned this. Then it's okay. I mean, you can just wait for the next question. All right, so for this, I am going to use units. Okay, you can either use units or model drawing. Both are okay. So starting with this fraction 2/5, 2 units, I can allocate it to one chair. Okay, so one chair is going to be 2 units. And then the denominator 5, you can point it at the table. So the table will be 5 units. And then now you're gonna add up the number of units for what he bought. So he bought one table, which is 5 units, and then he bought 3 chairs. Okay, so you can plus two, plus two, plus two, because he bought three chairs. So in total, this will be 11 units. So this 11 units will be what he paid, right? 11 units is equals to 22x. That's what he paid. So then you're gonna find 1 unit. So you can do that by dividing by 11. 22 divided by 11 is 2. So this is 2x. Elomoto, you need to put the x also. Okay, so they're asking you for one chair. Remember that one chair is actually 2 units. So you have to times 2 to this. Yes, Stephen, you got to times 2. So this will give you 4x. And then that should be the answer. Okay, 4x is the answer. Okay, any other questions for this? This is an algebra question. Okay, so some of you are saying your algebra not very good, is it? Oh, Lawrence, you forgot to times 2. Oh, okay. You might get some method marks for that. If you stop at 2x, you didn't get a final answer, right? But you might get method marks. Okay, guys. So, as you all know, midpoint of our life, we will have a break. Okay, so now it's already more than midpoint. Okay, so we'll just take a very short break. Let's just take a maybe like a 3 minutes break, okay? We will start at 7:35 to 7:36, okay? So you can use the restroom if you need to. We're having a break now. Yes, break time. Jinshiro, why got so many breaks? Because P5 is one live, so we will have break for P5. And then P6 is another live. So we will have also one break for P6. Yeah. So every level we will have a break. I mean, to be fair, you know. Okay, so let me show you guys the sticker, right? So if you guys are P6ers, you're watching this, you're P6, okay, and then you wanna um revise a bit more before your PSLE, we do have a online booster program. So this will be for English, Math, Science, and creative writing. Okay, so if you're interested, you can find out more on our website. The chill guy, how come you are sweating even though this is not real exam? This is just a revision. You no need to be stressed over it. Yeah, it's not exam. Beef Wellington, please have dinner, is it? Yes, yes, I will have dinner after the live. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Jinshiro, yes, correct. Yeah, we have 2 lives back to back for P5 and P6. Okay, so just 1 or 2 more minutes before we continue. Oh, Octopus, you need to go, is it? For your tuition class? I know you always need to leave a bit early, right, Octopus? Okay, bye-bye, Octopus. I'll see you next time. Huh? Aiden, you also say bye-bye. Do you have somewhere to go to as well, Aiden? Okay, Octopus. 7:30, right? Your usual time that you gotta go. Okay, so for the rest of us, shall we continue soon? Hmm. Oh, Jinshiro, you say what? You use your other account on the day before National Day that I was doing TikTok live. Oh, okay. Before National Day, yes, yes, we did have a live one day before National Day. Yeah. All right, so let's continue. Next one. Okay, so let me read the question for you. Minnie and five other girls shared the cost of a gift equally. When calculating the amount for each person, Minnie made a mistake by dividing the cost of the gift by 4 instead of 6. So each girl paid $12 more than her share. What should be the correct amount each person is supposed to pay? Okay, so this question you can solve it in 3 steps. Try it out and let me know your answer. The chill guy, can you use calculator for this? No, because this is still section B, right? Steven, I think you gotta try again for that. Jinshiro, you should also try again. Hmm. Okay. Jinshiro, no, that's not the working I'm looking for. Yeah, so I think maybe your first step is not correct. So your subsequent steps are also affected. Okay, so another 30 seconds for those who are still attempting this question. 30 seconds. Last 15 seconds. Okay, YS, you want to use 12 times 4? Yeah, sure. That's part of the correct step. Okay, shall we go through this? So YS is correct. Your first step should be to use $12 times 4. Okay, because each girl paid $12 more, this each girl refers to the 4 girls. The 4 girls who are paying, okay, they paid $12 more. So this is $48. Jinshiro, you'll get the 4 girls over here. Then the question did state she accidentally divided it by 4, right? Yeah, so that 4 refers to 4 girls. Okay, so you'll get $48, which is the extra amount. So this extra amount of money was supposed to be paid by 2 girls. So how did I get 2 girls? Because there were supposed to be 6 girls who were supposed to share, right? But then she only divided by 4. That means that she omitted 2 girls. There are 2 girls who didn't pay for it. So this $48 was supposed to be paid by these 2 girls. Okay, by these 2 girls whom she accidentally omitted in the calculation. Okay, so this one is 2 girls. So you can use 48 divide by 2 to get 24. Okay, so that's your answer for this question. $24 is per person, per girl. So yeah, these are the 3 steps for this question. By the way, this type of question is fairly common. Yeah, so even in your school's exam paper, it does come out quite often. Jinshiro, unfortunately, we are not going through foundation math, okay, in our TikTok live. So we'll only be doing standard math. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? If not, we'll move on. Jinshiro, we also don't offer foundation math at our centers. Yeah, unfortunately. Beef Wellington, you want to draw model for this question? Yeah, you can. You can actually draw model for this if you want to. It's possible. Yeah. Okay, next. So this table over here shows the number of diners in a restaurant in the months of May, June, and July. There was an increase of 22 diners from June to July. So the question wants to know what is the percentage decrease in the diners from May to July? I'll give you all 1 minute to try this out. Okay, 1 minute. Let me know your answers in the chat. Okay, so this question is on percentage. So just now some of you were asking for a percentage question, right? Yeah, so this question is on percentage. Jinshiro, yes, yes. I mean, you're watching it and right now and it's free, right? We're not charging you money for this. Minecraft player, your answer is a fraction. Oh, okay. You mean for your math paper. I see. Okay, okay. Did anyone get the answer for this question? I don't see anybody's answer yet for this. Anyone? You managed to get the answer? Lawrence, this question there's no part A, part B, right? Isn't it just one question? There's no part A, part B? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. You mean the July part. I see. Okay, okay. Right. So I think some of you managed to get the answer already. Yeah, let's go through this. So from June to July, there is an increase. So the keyword increase means plus. You can plus 22. So July is 182. Yeah, so just now who said 182? Lawrence, right? Yeah, it's correct. That's for July. Then they want to know what's the percentage decrease from May to July. So you need to know what's the formula for percentage decrease. Okay, the formula is decrease over original times 100%. So let's find out what's the decrease first from May to July. So the decrease, I'm going to calculate it separately. Okay, the decrease will be 280 minus 182. You would have gotten 98 for that. Okay, that's the decrease, which is also your numerator. Okay, then original, what does original refer to? Is it May or is it July? What do you guys think? What does original refer to? Are you going to use the value for May or for July? Okay, so YS says 280, which is May. Coffee Lover and Fauzi also says May. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so your original will be whichever month comes first, right? So May comes before July. May is your original amount. You should use 280. After that, you can times 100%. So your final answer, you just do your own calculation, right? So cross cancel, and then you will get 35%. Yeah, which I think quite a few of you got correct. Yes, 35% is correct. Okay, so good job for that. I think we're just left with two questions, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, two questions only. Oh, okay, Lawrence, you prefer using percentage method? Can also, yes, Lawrence, you can do that. No issues. That is perfectly fine. Any other questions for this? If no, then we move on to our second last question. Everybody okay? Yeah? Okay, next one. Next one, we have a pie chart question over here. So this pie chart shows the results of a survey on the favorite superheroes of some pupils. One of the numbers in the table is covered by an ink blot. So you just need to fill in the boxes in the pie chart with A, B, C, D to represent the given data in the table. Okay? Yeah. So take a look at this and then let me know your answers. Yes, the chill guy. This question is talking about superheroes. You don't really need to calculate for this. Yeah, so you should be able to solve it faster. Yeah. Okay, so Fauzi says that A is the biggest portion. Yes, Fauzi, you're right. And D is the smallest. Hmm. So Fauzi, you are able to do some calculations to check whether D is the smallest, right? So did you try, to calculate and confirm that D is the smallest? Jen, you say that C is the second biggest. Ah. Oh, really? Is it? Hmm. Okay, so I think most of you can agree that A is definitely the biggest portion. So in your pie chart, you can put A first. Okay, that is gonna be Wonder Woman, which is more than half. So this question actually looks simple, but it's not that simple. It's a little bit tricky. So let's see why it's tricky. Okay, so for Wonder Woman, it is more than half. What does more than half mean? It means that it needs to be more than 50%, right? So for example, it could be 51%, it could be 52, 53, 54%. Okay, so you can just let it be maybe 51% just to try it out. 51%. So I'm not saying that it's exactly 51%, but it could be 51% or 52 or 53, doesn't matter. Okay, so if you let Wonder Woman be 51%, then you are able to calculate for Thor, isn't it? You can use 100% minus 51 minus 30 minus 10 to get the percentage for Thor. Okay, so based on this, you will get 9% for Thor. So based on this, actually Thor is the least. Alright, so some of you were saying that Superman is the least, but no, Thor is the least. So Thor has to be 9% or less. Okay, so Thor is the least. You can prove it using some calculations. Yeah. So based on this, Thor is the least, so this is going to be C for Thor. And then D is the second least. And then finally you have B. So this would be the answer for this question. Okay, it's a bit tricky. Yeah. Everybody okay for this? Okay, so if not, let us move on to our last question, okay, which is our only problem sum of today. Yeah. Okay. Well, Lawrence, you gotta be more careful, okay? Yeah, let's look at this, our only problem sum. So it says that Miss City bought an equal number of notebooks and pencils for her class. The notebooks are sold in packs of 8 for $7. Pencils were sold in packs of 5 for $4.80. She paid $293.60 in total. How many notebooks and pencils did she buy altogether? So firstly, for this question, there is a specific concept that I would use. So let me know what you guys think this concept is. Jinshiro, you're saying that she's very rich. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not a small amount of money, so I guess she is rich. Jinshiro, money is not a concept. Money is a topic. Okay, so the chill guy says you want to use sets, okay, or Fauzi says grouping. Rolex man say grouping. Yes, that's right. Okay, Adrian, correct. Okay, so I will use grouping for this question. Some of your schools use sets. Also can. Yeah, it means the same thing. Okay, so let's take a look at the notebook. Notebook will be 8 for $7. Pencils, 5 for $4.80. Now the keyword in the question is the notebook and the pencil must be the same number. Same number. Okay, so right now your notebook and pencil is not the same number, right? You gotta make it the same number first. So YS says, let's find the common multiple of 8 and 5. Yes, you are correct. Okay, so the lowest common multiple of 8 and 5 is 40. So I'm gonna times 5 for the notebook and times 8 for the pencils. You want to make sure that the notebook and the pencil is the same number, which is 40. Okay, so then you just calculate accordingly, like this. Now, after that, once you make sure that they are the same number, you can find out what is the total of one group. Okay, so this will be your one group. Total of one group. So this is going to be $35 plus 38.40. You can use calculator. That's going to give you $73.40. So this is for one group only, okay? Now this number is not enough, because this is not how much she actually spent, right? She actually spent $293.60. So that means that one group is not enough. You need more than one group. To find out the number of groups, you need to divide. So let's use $293.60 divide by $73.40 to find out how many groups she actually bought, which is 4. Okay, so we're almost done already. She wants to know how many notebooks and pencils did she buy. So remember, this is your one group. In one group, she bought 40 notebooks and 40 pencils. Let me add that together first. 40 plus 40. Okay, so one group, she bought 80 items. And then you know that there's supposed to be 4 groups. So let's find 4 groups, which is 80 times 4. Okay, so that's how you get your final answer of 320 for this question. Okay, so we use grouping for this question. Yeah, which is a very commonly tested concept. The chill guy, for what she need that much notebook and pencil? I think she's giving it to her students, right? Yeah. So she's a very generous teacher. Yes. Okay, guys. So this is our last question for today. Oh, Adrian, you want me to zoom out? Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out. You can take a screenshot. All right. Yeah. So anybody who needs the answer, you can screenshot this right now. Lyra, you always struggle in grouping concept, is it? Okay, so do more problem sums on that concept. Yeah. Practice more. So that's it for today, guys. Okay, thanks for staying till the end. Okay, all 65 of you. Okay, so I'll see y'all in another 2 weeks' time, 2 Fridays from now. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna end the live already. Okay, but I know you guys are still chatting and all that. Okay, continue chatting 2 weeks later. Okay? Bye bye, everybody. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye. Bye bye. Have a good weekend, everybody. Okay?